Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Matrix. Thank you for swallowing the green pill. It's acid. I'm gonna be honest with you. You
just took acid.
You talked to the wrong guy, and he gave you the wrong pill, and now you're here.
Should have listened.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I am here. This is Rob. Hi.
Hi.
Here as always to talk to you about DC Comics. This is the DC Comics Review Show number 173.
Legacy week 4,529.
That is all you, Josh. I will not be able to keep up with that.
I just changed it on the script.
Fair enough. And as you've already heard, I'm joined always by my co-host, Josh.
Howdy, 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 everybody. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Josh.
I know you're not going to believe this shit, but I got a phone call from Brie Larson.
Oh, God.
She needed help finding her cat, but I told her it was a wild goose chase.
Go flirt yourself. That was flirking bad.
Nuh-uh. I have the rim shot button. It was great.
You're a rim shot.
Hey, now. I don't know how to take that one. It'll be good.
Take it with two pumps and a loud sound.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Right, so Brandon is off for one more week, he promises. Just a damn shame, because this would have been a great week to have him on, considering all the delicious stuff the four of us with Nathan have been talking about today in our chat on Discord, to do with this week's books, which we will get to later on today. But God damn, I wish he was here.
Yes, sir.
Would have been great.
Too.
Would have been so great. But he's busy with all sorts of stuff right now, school and work and life getting in the way. So next week he should be back. They'll be able to chat up some books with us again. He hadn't even had time to read DC the past couple of weeks. Like he was that busy.
Yeah,
he only got the chance to on Tuesday because he was sick.
Playing a whole lot of catch up.
Yeah. So damn, this guy, what a freaking life he leads. But yeah, so I guess want to jump into some news. I think we got a bit of news to talk about.
We do.
Absolutely none of it DC related.
Why don't you fire that off and I will be right back. I gotta go yell at a family member real quick.
Uh-oh. That
not
don't
yell,
sound good.
Not yell.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee. That doesn't mean
the dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right. Shut up, you mangy mutt. All right. So, starting off this week was the season finale of Loki. And my God, if there was ever a Disney Plus series that was top tier, hell, just a Marvel show in general. And I consider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. top tier, and that might be the only other one. And I know a lot of people out there are going to be saying, "Yeah, you're an idiot." No, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not top tier. It was low tier. It was D- tier. And I'm just no. It was maybe not S tier, but it was really up there. S- maybe, but it was up there. It was a solid freaking show. And Loki just about blows it out of the water. It is a fantastic show for the 2 seasons it had, and it may or may not be done now. There's back and forth online between producers and Tom Hiddleston as to whether or not this is the end of Loki's story.
No way.
I mean, Tom Hiddleston, he's kind of hinted at the fact that, it's been 14 years he's been playing this character. He's had his ups and downs. He's done 2 whole run-throughs of character growth. The way Loki Season 2 ends, it was pretty much a perfect ending to the story for Loki. That's not to say that Loki might never return, but at least for now, it really feels like there's nothing else planned. And quite honestly, the way season 2 ended, it doesn't really seem like there could be a season 3. Like it's really just setting up the rest of the MCU storylines.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honestly not mad if this is the end of Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Like, the dude played the character for 14 years.
Yeah, that's very
Like,
true. I just the way
across
that
so many projects.
what they're setting up, just it seems like it's impossible not to have him come back because
It
he's
really
going
does.
to he's going to play. I mean, ultimately, such a gigantic role in the MCU. Even if he never shows up on the screen again, his character is
Basically, like a god above gods at this point.
yeah, sitting at the end of time, making sure everything goes the way he wants it.
Yeah, like
The ultimate trickster.
it's a hell of a job, but if anybody can do it, it's Loki. And my god, that suit transformation as he was walking down the bridge was fantastic. Holy shit.
It's
And it was
good
a
stuff.
really good suit, too. All right, so that happened this week, and we also got a few trailers out of nowhere, all on the same day. All Marvel. So starting off,
Well, hold on. One,
yeah.
not we just I just saw one today. That's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I didn't even know that that was coming out. But apparently, it's serialized. It's going to be a show. I don't
Oh,
know if anybody out there's a Percy Jackson fan, but I read the novels when they came out, and I thought that they were done really well. So I'm looking forward to this because the movie I was really not a fan of.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never dived into Percy Jackson. I do love mythology and all that with the gods and excuse me and all that stuff, but it's just not something I ever got into.
Well, that way you can go into the television show without any prejudice.
Deal. I think I will do that. Uh all right, so starting off, finally we have a trailer for Madam Web.
Oh
And
my
and
god.
I will be brutally honest here. I always try to give movies the benefit of the doubts. Trailer comes out and be like, oh, I try not to judge it wholeheartedly 100% off the trailer because sometimes you're going to get a good movie out of a trailer and sometimes you're going to get a bad movie out of a trailer. You're going to get a good trailer, bad movie, bad trailer, good movie. It happens.
Sometimes you get the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah, in the case Batman v Superman, you got the whole movie in the final trailer.
Yep.
And I remember to this day watching it. I saw Doomsday, like, oh, that's so cool. And I turned to my coworker who was watching it with me. I said, they just gave away the third act, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And there was no surprise after
Yep.
that.
No surprise.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so with Madam Web, it I can't say how much of the plot it gives away, but it gives a basic understanding of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Just the plot that is given doesn't really feel like there's much to it. You have, and pardon me, I don't remember every character's name, but I know the code names. Tarantula is chasing down these three girls, and they turn out to be Anya Corazon, uh, Matty. I don't remember her last name, but I never read the character, so I don't really know her very well. And uh shit. Who was the second Spider Woman?
It's Julia Carpenter. Is
Julia
who
Carpenter. Thank you.
yeah.
So it's those three. And excuse me. I thought it was going to be Madam Web was going to be um, Jessica Drew, but apparently not. No, it is actually her name's Cassandra,
Yep.
and
Cassandra Webb. Yeah.
so she starts having these visions after nearly dying and being brought back to life, and she's now connected to the web and
Mm-hmm.
can see the future and finds these three girls uh, on the subway right before they're about to be killed and saves their lives, and the rest of the movie is them just running from Tarantula. And throughout the movie, the three of them develop their own spider-based powers, and they become respective spider heroes. Anya Corazon becomes Arachne, Julia Carpenter becomes Spider Woman, and again, I never read the third one, so I don't really know who she is, but she becomes her spider alter ego from the
Oh,
comics.
Anya becomes she's Spider Girl or Aranya. Um,
I think
Julia
later she's Arachne.
Julia Carpenter becomes Arachne after she gets done being the
After
second Spider Woman.
she's Spider Woman.
Yep. And then after she's Arachne, she becomes the second Madam Web.
Yeah, I knew about that. I could have sworn she was Arana or Arachne. Maybe I got it all confused.
I mean, you know Marvel Comics better than I do.
The
I'm just
Spider
trying to.
world, the Spider-Man world is very touch and go for me.
It's a lot.
It's almost as confusing as X-Men.
Oh God.
At least for me. That I try to stick to my narrow ground. Peter Parker and Superior Spider-Man. That's my web. I try not to get too deep into anything else. Maybe Miguel O'Hara on a good day, but that's it. I try not to touch anything else.
Hey,
Yeah,
Spider-Man 29 is pretty cool, man.
he is. I've always liked 2099. And of course, Miles Morales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have Miles Morales. Um, yeah, so that movie's happening, and it's part of the Sony Spider-Man universe. So it's a universe of Spider-Man movies with no Spider-Man. It's it's really fucking weird. Ben and May Parker are in it though, or yeah, is it May or Mary?
Mary.
Is it Mary?
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
I'm
yes.
understanding. Yes.
Ben and Mary. Yeah, Ben and Mary Parker are in it as young people. Still like adults, maybe in their 20s or 30s.
From what I understand, there's definitely going to be multiverse happenings going on and potentially time travel.
Yeah. So it does remain to be seen where all these movies are taking place, because as we know, if all these movies between Craven and Venom and Morbius and Madam Web, if they all exist in the same world, what universe is it? Because it's clearly not the MCU. As we saw during the MCU Spider-Man movies, Venom came there through a multiversal portal. So they're clearly not in that same universe. It's obvious, but we still don't know what universe they are in. So it remains to be seen. And chances are it's going to say
it's with the rest of them.
What do you mean the rest of them?
That with Craven and Venom and all of those. I'm assuming.
No, like that's a given. I mean, like what Spider-Man universe are they in?
Oh well,
it's
not 616.
Not gonna say Toby. I'm gonna say Amazing Spider-Man, maybe Andrew Garfield.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yep. I know Maddie is going to be Spider-Woman. Anya is going to be going by
Aranya.
Aranya. And then the other one is Madam Web.
No, but Julia Carpenter though.
Julia Carpenter is Spider-Woman.
Oh, okay.
They're both Spider-Woman?
Yeah, see, I'm thinking that can't be right. Are you
really
reading?
weird.
Are you reading this on Screen Rant?
I was. I originally got it on Yahoo.
Yeah. Okay. Now, apparently, yeah. Even the Screen Rant. I'm looking at it right now just to confirm. Yeah, Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman, Maddie Franklin, Spider-Woman, Anya Corazon, Spider-Girl.
Yep.
Like that, which is really weird choice. But okay.
To have
two Spider-Womans on the same team.
Right.
Yeah. Like if it was a legacy thing, that's one thing, but they both get their powers during this movie. It's really weird.
Well, so, maybe they've got the character's name wrong.
Maybe. Most likely. I mean, the trailer didn't really give any names.
No, it didn't. And I know that like people are feeling a little trepidatious about it, but I'm the one person that enjoyed Morbius.
You are.
I like the one. person.
There's got to be one other out there.
Jared Leto, and that's it. um,
Nah, Matt Smith must have enjoyed some of
it. Yeah, probably.
Just that dance scene.
Oh God, that was creepy. But with Craven coming in and supposedly kick-starting off a whole new slew of things, from what I understand, in the Sony Spider-Verse, I'm gonna say that all of it is gonna end up in a giant
mess.
I guess, how do you want to put that? There's gonna be a shit ton of crossover.
It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a huge fucking mess.
I really hope not, because I'm hoping for the Order of the Web. That's what I want. I want the Order of the Web to pop up. That gives me Silk and the Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales on film too.
As awesome as that would be,
yes,
I think that's very hopeful.
It is very hopeful.
Very hopeful thinking. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, I didn't think I'd ever get a Morbius movie either.
Yeah,
you know, the one thing that pisses me off is the fact that Sony doesn't own Ghost Rider or Blade. Like, Blade and Ghost Rider are MCU properties, and Morbius is a Sony property, which means I'm never, ever, ever going to get the Midnight Suns book that I want, or movie that I want.
See, you're so close that you should have flipped that. You said it's a damn shame that Ghost Rider and Blade aren't Sony properties.
Well, I meant Morbius isn't
characters. Yeah, Morbius should be with Marvel right now.
Yeah, all of them should be with Marvel right now.
But they definitely are kind of hinting to, like, the MCU is hinting to so many different directions right now, with the Young Avengers, with New Avengers, with Dark Avengers, with like cosmic adventures, and I said adventures, not Avengers this time.
Yeah,
and even Midnight Suns as well. Like, they're hinting towards that. Like, there's so many different avenues are going right now that I know it might not be the team you want 100%.
Yeah, I want the Darkhold
definitely
story.
going to get a Midnight Suns movie at some point.
But it won't
I think it's almost a given. They could definitely use the Darkhold. Why not?
Because Morbius ain't in it, and it'll break my heart a little bit.
Morbius has, like, they've used the Darkhold in the MCU already. Like, he's not exclusive to the Darkhold.
Oh, I want that old book. I will. Do you know what
I get what you're talking about, but, like,
you know what,
like, that's what I mean,
talking about?
You're not gonna get the Midnight Suns movie you want, but you're going to get a Midnight Suns movie. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I didn't get the Midnight Suns video game I wanted either.
I don't think anybody did. Yeah, if it was an old style beat 'em up action adventure like Ultimate Alliance was, would have fucking loved it. But apparently it wasn't. I've yet to see gameplay from that game, and it came out a year ago.
Midnight Suns?
Midnight Suns, yeah. I heard it was like XCOM, and I was like, XCOM was fun and all, but I don't know if I want to play a Marvel version. I didn't even really enjoy Mario plus Rabbids that much.
I don't like that game at all.
Like, I enjoyed it, but it was like, this could be better. Like, it's kind of weird to play Mario like this, but yeah, I just don't think I could do the same with Marvel. All right, so speaking of multiverse style stuff, another trailer we got out of Marvel this week is, what the hell's it called? What If Season 2. I forgot the name of the show. What If Season 2. I forgot about that. We got a brief glimpse at various stories. A lot of the stories seem to be continuations from things that were left up in Season 1. We're going to see return to some of the 80s characters. And little Peter Quill is going to come back, as we saw at the end of one of the stories in Season 1. That'll be very interesting. Gamora is back in space, most likely the same Gamora that we saw in Season 1. There's a few different stories that we see returning, as well as some new ones. So something to look forward to. It looks really good. And we also got some casting news. Feckin' finally, in fact, I'm just gonna double check that there hasn't been another update. Because I've been semi unplugged today. That we have. Oh, oh, hang on. Oh, okay, never mind. So Mr. Fantastic has been cast, and it is Pedro Pascal.
Oh, it has been cast. He
It-
has
he-
been
he's
cast.
he's official.
Sweet. No, wait, hold on.
He's
In the
he's
what?
signed
In for a movie?
in the Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, live action.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, he
All
he
right.
signed yesterday.
I am all about Pedro Pascal. I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy his work, man.
A very interesting choice too for Mr. Fantastic. I'm excited to see where he'll take the character.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
Should be interesting. Should be very interesting.
very very interesting. Um,
I need to see Doom and I need to see Ben.
I just need to see all five of them. There was a rumor earlier this week. I shared it in chat yesterday that the Fantastic Four cast will be revealed this week, and we got Mr. Fantastic, we got Reed. We're just waiting on the rest, at least the main four, the core four of the family,
Right.
and hopefully Doctor Doom will also be announced. Uh, is it weird that I kind of hope Doctor Doom is Mark Strong? That just
Uh
came to me, and I'm like, I fucking love that idea. That would be fantastic.
I mean he would I bet you he could pull it off.
He could definitely pull it off. Dude's got so much range.
Yeah, I think he could.
He pulled off Sinestro in a movie nobody liked.
Yep, he
If
did.
anybody can do it, it's Mark Strong.
The
he
only
was the
well, no,
best part of Green Lantern, and I
he
will
I
admit
mean
that.
the only thing working against him is that he's noticeably older than the Richards.
That's fine. Doctor Doom wears a mask 90% of the time.
Yeah, I suppose if we don't watch the origin for Doctor Doom,
I
it
mean,
wouldn't
they
be a
can
problem.
digitally de-age him a decade or so. Pedro Pascal doesn't look that young either. Obviously, Mark Strong is significantly older than Pedro Pascal, but Pedro Pascal doesn't look like he's in his 20s.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
So it definitely seems like they could be going for an older Fantastic Four. I wouldn't
How
mind if
old
they
is
they
he?
jump into the first family already with their abilities.
That's really what I want.
Yeah. Excuse me. Do it like they did Spider-Man, skip the origin, just go straight to the story.
Yep,
We all know it's very simple. We don't need the scientific explanations, just skip it and go for it.
yep. Four people were in space, flew through some cosmic goo shit, cloud stuff, and boom, they've got powers.
Yeah. Even if they just do like a 10-minute montage at the beginning and show us like how grotesque their transformations could be. Because if you've read like the first appearance of Fantastic Four when they first got their abilities, like it was near
Messed up.
horrific. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's if they're able to do that and give it a horror like twist just for a few minutes at the beginning, I'd be good with that. Like that would be fantastic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially for Ben.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can't even. Yes, I can. And I really want
yeah,
to see it now.
like him screaming in pain and his body's just like morphing and pushing, and
It would be great
that would
if
be fantastic.
it would be great if we saw that and it wouldn't even take like three no more than 5 minutes
Oh,
and
really? Yeah,
like 3 minutes even
I would even
then
say
it could
10.
be Ben popping up as the thing and what we just saw was him having a nightmare about what
Oh,
had happened.
there you go. Perfect.
Yep, because
Yeah,
Ben would be the one to have the nightmare.
yeah, he would. I
Yep,
was like remembering that and like, well, here I am, this grotesque monster.
yep.
Yeah. All I ask is because I'm currently reading the the current run of Fantastic Four.
Oh
And
shit, I forgot about that.
you haven't read it yet?
No, I started reading it and then I forgot about reading it.
Fuck. How far have you
Oops.
gotten into it?
I want to say 3 issues.
3. Okay, yeah. So
A ways
that's
behind.
the Reed and Sue centric issue.
Yes.
No,
No, wait.
Johnny.
Hold on. I will.
I think it was Ben and Alicia first, and then it was Reed and Sue, and then it was Johnny,
Collections.
and then they got back together.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it was the Johnny issue with his mustache. Which I will tell you, 10 issues later, he still has it. It's fantastic.
Sounds about right.
The artist, I can't remember the artist name off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's been the same artist for all 13 issues so far.
Ivan Cuolo?
Yes. There's
and Ivan Fiorelli.
many panels for Ben that he draws him, and he's got no neck.
No
just
neck.
A ball on top of a body, and it looks so freaking weird.
I mean, that's how I remember him being drawn.
That's the only part I don't like.
That's how I, when I was a kid and I was reading Fantastic Four, he didn't have a neck. It was a boulder on top of a bigger boulder.
Was it really just that?
Yeah.
It was Kirby, right? Jack Kirby. I'm gonna look that up because I could have sworn Ben had something. I mean, it was a little flatter. It wasn't the complete ball.
Well, no, it wasn't a complete ball.
But
it did look like a head.
Yeah, it's still, yeah, I see what you're getting at. It looks like a boulder on top of a bigger boulder, but with this Fantastic Four, literally you see the thing's head curve, and you see it's like a full oval shape, and it just kind of there's a point and a point, and that's where his neck is. It's like a boulder balancing on another boulder. It's really freaking off-putting. How does this guy eat?
Carefully.
He eats a lot. Yeah. So, what were we talking
there's about? 13 or 14?
I think I want to say there's 13, but there might be 14. I just know the newest one came out this week.
All right.
Part 2 of a very fun story.
Well, I'm going to be getting back on it.
I hope you do, because I want to talk to people about how great this series is.
And because of this week in DC Comics, I'm going to be losing myself in a bunch of Wildstorm, man.
Oh, God, will you ever?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's all the news.
It's all the news that fits.
Oh, the Marvels came out this week as well, to a less than stellar opening box office, but I suspect this weekend will be a hell of a lot better. At least I hope so. At least I'm going to go see it this weekend.
Fingers crossed that it's done with the incel bullshit.
It never will be. We've been hearing incels complain about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson for the past 6 fucking years. It's never going to stop, unfortunately.
Feminist be in a lead role. Dadgummit.
Can I just say,
it's not our fault your mom didn't love you, motherfucker.
Can I just say, and this has been on my mind for a couple of days now. You get all these people complaining and bitching about women in lead roles and how they want to see more men in lead roles. Women aren't funny, women shouldn't be in the lead role. And then they're like, why is it got to be gay? Why can't he just be straight? Why can't he, whatever? So pick a lane. Do you want to see more men in a role? Because that sounds pretty gay, bro. You want to see less women, you want to see more men. But you don't want to see
I read Playgirl for the articles. I kill me.
I just fucking choose. Do you want to see men or do you not want to see men? You want to see straight men? You want to look at men. That sounds pretty gay, man.
Sounds pretty
Like,
gay. I don't
yeah.
know. You might be a bit of a doodoo chaser yourself.
The fuck was that?
That's from way back. I
Way
can't
back. It
even remember
sounds
what movie.
familiar.
Oh, now I've got to look it up. Damn it.
All right, so that I think is all the news. And what's this you sent? Oh, the gameplay. Oh, okay, I'll look that up later. I'll watch the gameplay in a little bit. No, yeah. Play a Digimon game, Josh.
No, I'm not playing the Digimon game.
Why not?
Oh, it's from Booty Call.
Yeah, I never seen that.
Way back. It's got Tommy Davison and Jamie Foxx in it.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I like both those guys.
It's from a long time ago. I want to say 97.
Damn,
Yeah, it's
that's a
an
long
old
time
one.
ago.
Yep. So,
I was
just
7.
remember, just shut up.
Hey, the point is, I was alive.
97, I had my
That's the
first
point.
kid.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That Jasper was your first kid?
My first kid was Austin, the one that made me a grandpa twice. Fucking
Oh
jerk.
shit. and yeah,
I have a lot of children.
yeah.
Biologically, I have Austin in order: Austin, Tanner, Jasper, Mason, Natalie, and then my 2 stepkids, who are just as awesome, Liam and Dash.
Right on.
So 7 altogether. That I've
You're
already done.
hell of
I've
a
already
daddy,
done,
Josh.
paid for, raised, and gotten out of the house the first 5.
Right on.
Yeah. Now I'm starting all over with a 10 and a 7-year-old. Well,
We
6
commend
years
you.
ago, it was much younger than that. But
Yeah. We commend you on the dad front. You veteran, you. No, but why wouldn't you play a Digimon game? Because now, like, Josh and Isaiah are not, like, Kirk and Isaiah are going back and forth about whether you should, like,
because I really can't stand Pokemon games. Like, I tried to sit down and play, what's it called? With Isaiah,
one
Nuzlocke.
of the Pokemon. Oh, okay, that's. I honestly, Isaiah should not have started you on a Nuzlocke challenge.
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much as a challenge as us playing together and him just kind of uh, guiding me through the first couple levels of it, and I'm like, this. I got 10 minutes into it, and I'm already over walking through grass.
Yeah. The whole idea of the game is to bond with the sprites that you catch and form a somewhat emotional attachment to them. Whether you're
Yeah,
playing the base game or Nuzlocke or not, that's the whole like sub story of Pokemon is they're your friends and you want to treat them as such.
yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
That's fine. Now I will tell you, don't compare Pokemon to Digimon games because they could not be similar in the slightest.
I have this weird feeling that Digimon games are way closer to Dragon Ball games.
No, no, honestly, Digimon is kind of its own class, and literally, even when it comes to the 4 base Digimon World games, all 4 of those were different too. Like there was no single type of Digimon game that was existing throughout the entire franchise. First Digimon World was like because Digimon started as a Gigapet. You remember Tamagotchis? It was like that. So the Digimon World was a big console version, and you were in a world, you were saving the world, but you still had a digital pet you were taking care of. You had to feed it and train it and make sure it went to the washroom properly. Like it was like that, but it went in a big open world. The second one was a turn-based combat game.
That's what Isaiah is talking about then.
Yeah, but it was very war oriented at the same time. And Digimon World 3 was the one that's probably closest to Pokemon. It was also turn based combat. Um, but again, it was built around digital world and the findings there. And it was more a love letter to the fans, if anything. Digimon World 4 was completely reflowed, and it was uh all kind of an open world action adventure, and you just played as Digimon. Like there was no turn-based combat, there was no taking care of Digimon. You played as the Digimon, and you went into the digital world. You had a weapon, and you liberated stuff. It was a complete revitalization for the franchise, and it might be my favorite one. You're muted.
Whoops, that happens
Yeah,
all the time. Um, I'll have to look up some gameplay. I'll have to
yeah.
look up some gameplay.
If you're going to enjoy any of them, are probably going to be four Digimon World 4.
All right.
Um, it was very basic in terms of how you play. It was literally just action adventure, hack and slash, go through the levels, beat the enemies. Got repetitive after a while because the enemies were just after a while they were reskinned, but they were stronger, so you had to improve as well. It was closer to like a traditional RPG without turn-based combat.
Yeah, the last turn-based game I played, and I don't it don't a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but the only reason why I kept playing it was because I fucking loved the story. But
Right.
Final Fantasy 15.
Okay. I've never played 15, so I can't really say one way or another.
If Isaiah was listening right now, he'd be writing in on the chat, telling me how wrong I was.
I'm gonna see if he hops on.
But so that's all the news and enough. And that's all the news and talking me into playing pet games. My kids would probably shit because they love Adopt Me and Pet Simulator X, whatever those games are, but they're the same thing. You gotta love your pet and take care of it and level it up and all that shit, and you can go into some kind of marketplace and trade your pets for better pets or evolve them and all of that kind of stuff. So it sounds like a bunch of Pokemon stuff that isn't $60 a game.
Yeah. Okay. He says you were very wrong. Oh god.
That's it.
Yeah. Uh I mean, it could be just JRPGs are not necessarily your thing apart from Final Fantasy.
I mean, I know that there were other ones that I enjoyed,
Yeah.
but yeah, those
I
simple games are just I just
I
can't.
I can't get into a game that's got a huge narrative because typically the story is very long,
Hmm.
and I don't have the attention span to stick with that. I'm starting to think I have ADD. Right? The older I get, the more I think maybe this is true and I should go talk to my doctor. Um, but like I I have enjoyed some hefty long story games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII. I've enjoyed many Pokemon games, uh, and I played a lot of Digimon and like. But so, for example, Cyber Sleuth, Digimon World Cyber Sleuth, which is what Isaiah recommended to you the other day, and I said, if you enjoy reading a game, by all means go for it. That game is so dialogue heavy that I was wondering when I was going to start 2 hours in.
Yeah, dude, I was like that when I fired up Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
I didn't have that experience with TOTK. Like I was able to, it felt like Breath of the Wild still, just with more features.
It did. I just hate like the long ass interactive cutscene you start out with drove me fucking batty. And really any of those games that start out with a huge cutscene kind of drives me bonkers.
I honestly would rather a huge cutscene that then jumps into gameplay as opposed to a game that is one long dialogue box with a bit of gameplay sprinkled in between.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm good. I'm good. I need to be immersed in the game, which means that the graphics got to look good, the story's got to be good, the cameras and the controls got to be good.
Cameras and controls by far is a necessity. If you don't have those two, your game is not going to do well.
Nope,
But I could give two
it's
shits about graphics.
done. Well, I mean, I know about that. You're completely fine with square
Pixels.
pixelated.
Yeah, like I have more fun these days with pixel, like modern day pixel games than I do with AAA 3D render titles. I can't. I find too many modern AAA titles are too glitchy because they're so busy trying to make all these models work with each other. Where you have a 3D or you have a not a non 3D just pixel based game. You're like, okay, shoot, yeah, we're good. Hey, it's fucking perfect. It's very simple. But again, that's my taste.
It's like everybody's taste. It really
Yeah.
is. It really is. The indie market is huge,
Oh yeah.
like
Plus, add on to the fact that
ridiculously
like
so.
I don't have time to sink hours into a huge narrative game, and that's what most AAA titles are these days.
Like
If you're
fucking
gonna play,
Hogwarts Legacy, I
yeah,
love that game.
if you're gonna play a AAA title, you got to play the whole thing so you get the whole story. But if
Hmm.
I play an indie title that's just a pixel shooter, I don't got to worry about a fucking story. I can jump in, jump out whenever. The
Now,
levels are short, the gameplay is simple. It's easy to get into.
now, that Contra ripoff, or
Oh,
not
Broforce.
Contra, yeah, Broforce, that's
Yeah,
what it is. That
yeah.
shit's fun as hell.
Oh god, yeah. And that's all pixels.
It is.
Yeah. So again, it that's the point I've been trying to make for years to people is graphics don't matter. What matters is the gameplay.
No, graphics matter to a point. Graphics matter depending on the game.
I'm still not convinced on that
I would not
because like
pay
Broforce is
one
a
penny or
uh
spend 1 minute playing Mass Effect 3 if it didn't look as good as it did. You could have never got me to play a Metro game if it did not look the way that it did. And Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, but if it wouldn't have looked the way that it did, if it would have been pixelated, it wouldn't it wouldn't have appealed to me the same way.
but what if it was 3D polygons like Gauntlet on PlayStation 2?
I mean, no. No,
No.
those games didn't look like. I loved the PlayStation 2 when it came out because that was top of the line and it made me
Yeah.
go, "Holy shit, look at this." And then it became just the new version of the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I found my PS2 last week and I'm itching to play some games. In fact,
Now,
I borrowed Shadow of the Colossus from my brother-in-law, and I'm like waiting to plug it in because I
Medieval.
never got to play that
Did you
on
ever play
PlayStation.
Medieval?
Medieval, yeah,
Yeah. Did
loved
you
it.
ever play
Didn't
part
get
2?
very far, but I played it. No, I didn't get it around to playing the second one.
It's fucking great. And it was on the PS2. But all right, should we get into some comic books while we're
I
45
think
minutes into the show?
I was about to say I think we should. If you want to start us off with our honorable mentions,
I
please.
definitely can. There is a number of them this week. Danger Street number 11, Superman Lost number 8, World's Finest Teen Titans number 5. That's on here because of lack of space. Wesley Dodds' Sandman number 2. We also got the Power Girl trade that just came out, Superman versus Meshy number 10, Batman Justice Buster number 5, and Husk, A Tale from the Weedkiller Wastewoods number 1. And
I
you'll
don't even
have
know
to
what that last one is. Like, where was
have
that?
have you ever heard of Ash Nicole?
No,
She's
I don't
a
think so.
singer, rapper, blue hair, very weird.
Sounds familiar.
She got super famous a couple of years ago with a song called "Sick" or "Stupid,"
Oh,
excuse me.
that sounds a bit. Spell the name.
Ashnikko.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have seen her. Yeah.
Yeah, so she partnered up with DC to put this book out.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool.
It is. I strongly suggest you pick it up. Spoiler alert. It's a pretty damn good book. I'll tell y'all more about it when we get to it too. But the art is banging. The story's very interesting. It's a bit too short because it comes in around, I think it was like 17 pages or something. But it was damn good.
All right, on. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. Fair
It's
enough.
digital download only as of right now.
Right. Fair enough. All right, now we're going to get into our regular books of the week, right?
Indeed.
Oh my god, if I clear my damn throat. All right, we are starting off with Wildcats number 12. It's the final issue of the run. Don't say 10-2. Don't no.
10-2 was fucking great.
No.
Final Fantasy 10.2 was fun. Both of them were a blast. I would get back on 10.2 just to play Blitzball.
But 10 had Blitzball, and it was better.
I would play both of them just to play Blitzball. I had to continue the story, and I thought it was damn.
Fair enough. Plus, 15 had a movie? Wow.
Yeah. And it fills in the holes. I enjoyed it.
I'll stick to Advent Children.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So, Wildcats number 12, the last issue. All's Well That Ends Well is the title. This is written by Matthew Rosenberg with art from Danny Kim and Tom Derenick. Colors from Elmer Santos. And letters from Farron Delgado. Can you still hear me?
I can.
Yeah? Okay. I'm getting a weird, ding in my ear. Like something just got unplugged on my computer. And I'm just trying to figure out that nothing got unplugged that wasn't supposed to. All right. Might have been my phone. So I'm charging my phone on this too. Whoops. Right. And a cover from Steven Segovia and Elmer Santos. Now, bear with me. Kind of jumps around a bit, and there's a lot of things left open by the end, but we'll get there. So we open up on Maul. He's still trapped in the containment cell, but this is 2 hours prior to where the last issue left off. He is freed by a masked person who, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't recognize.
Oh, shit. What's his name?
But apparently he was in the book already. There's been so many characters in this series. I'm having trouble keeping track. But he's a friend. And he's been working undercover for 2 years. And he was with the Seven Soldiers, but now he's defecting back to working with Lynch and the Wildcats and helping Maul escape. Meanwhile, in the present 2 hours later from those events, we see the two teams fighting their respective enemies, Fairchild and this team fighting the Spartan androids, as well as Grifter and his team. Backlash, thank you.
Backlash. Jeez.
Grifter taking on the Court of Owls, Talons, and both teams are having a hard time keeping up with what's going on. The Halliday, wearing his Court of Owls mask, is calling for the Seven Soldiers to come back, but Martian Manhunter, Batman, Black Canary, and Arsenal are making work of the Seven Soldiers, and quite honestly, I think that's the last we see of them. So
bye-bye.
They just don't come back. Black Canary finds one of the comm pieces that fell out of one of their ears and mentions to Halliday that they're busy right now, so they won't be able to come to the phone. Fairchild gets a little tired while Spartan is punched through the chest and taken out of action, leaving only Lady Tron to fight against Void, as well as a whole bunch of Spartan robots. She was trying to rewrite the code for Spartan robots to stop fighting them, but instead she couldn't access and instead switched to toggle, which made all the robots all over the world switch to war mode and attack every soldier that they're supposed to be fighting with, but now fighting against, which will basically ruin any chance they have of selling the Spartan robots to any military ever again, because they can't be trusted. And that's when Void just kind of says, well, shit, I guess I'll just have to go to plan B. That's when, oh no, sorry. I was thinking of the wrong character. Grifter's team is having a hard time um, as well. I can't remember. It's not Cray. God damn it. Who's the
Who? Which
one
one?
of them? One of them is Voodoo, I think, is Voodoo.
The one that gets stabbed in the neck?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Voodoo.
Yeah. So Voodoo is down. She got stabbed in the neck. She's bleeding out. Um,
After
Zealot
she
is
says that she's not going to die for another 4 years.
4 years, and that will be to an explosion surrounded by people she loves. Yeah. Zealot is dealing with Warblade and is able to stab him through the chest, essentially killing him. But she is also exhausted and potentially bleeding. Grifter.
Yeah, he grabbed her. He stuck his claws into her abdomen.
I say I was on the fence about whether that actually happened because she didn't react to that.
Oh yeah, she did. Let me
Oh, shit.
think.
Oh, even a hack can get lucky sometimes. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get that now. Right, so they're backs up against the window, and that is when Whiplash comes in and helps out a little bit, grabs Voodoo and jumps out the window, potentially to safety. Over at Ladytron, she is half the woman she used to be, quite literally. She's only the top half. Her legs are missing, and I think an arm as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Maul shows up, and as Michael Cray, and he just rips all the robots to shreds. But he also gets a little too big-headed since he's in Maul's body, and as Maxine tries to remind him that the more rage he feels and the bigger his body gets, the more his mind gets smaller.
Yeah,
but
it's like
it's a little too late.
Rage Incredible Hulk with the volume turned up.
Yeah. It's a little too late for Cray, though, as Maul's body is just huge at this point, so he's too far gone for Maxine to get a hold of him. Meanwhile, Grifter gets stabbed by one of the Talons, and Zealot is able to save him. And that's when Grifter realizes their backs are completely up against the window now, the open window that Whiplash.
Backlash.
Backlash, sorry.
Backlash.
I knew that was going to happen. I was going to get confused with the Iron Man villain. Backlash jumped out of with Voodoo. It's too many fucking characters, man. So Grifter pushes Zealot out the window, knowing that she would survive, and he is ready to sacrifice himself. But that is when he plays his trump card as Halliday turns on the TV to Grifter's request to find a news report with a video that Grifter had sent out prior to the mission to all the news outlets of him detailing the Wildcats himself, the fact that they are essentially a terrorist organization working for the Halo Corporation, and it's all being spearheaded by Halliday, essentially killing any chance they have of remaining undercover and having their plans stick to fruition. Halliday orders the Talons to kill Grifter, but they don't move, as Grifter reminds Halliday maybe the court is not too pleased with the fact that all your dirty laundry is out in the open. So the Talons leave, Halliday runs away, and Grifter slumps over after lighting a cigarette. The only problem left is the Void. Maul is going all Maulish, and Maxine can't really do anything, but Fairchild wakes up just in time to sprinkle the radioactive dust all over Void and reverting her to her normal form. And that's when Maxine blows herself up, killing Void in the process. And then we get a little bit of epilogue, seeing where everybody is. Some people are off on retirement.
Holy shit.
Grifter has a little bit of a monologue the whole time as we see soldiers converging on his position. He's slumped over on a field position blood around him. You pretty much think he's dead. Fairchild holding Maxine's head because she
Mm-hmm.
blew herself up. Fairchild is back in school. Midnighter gets a package called the Death Blow System, which is
Yes, he
very
does.
interesting. We then
Uh,
see
Death
Maxine.
Blow is Michael Cray.
Yeah. Um, and then we see Maxine back in a full body at what looks to be Burning Man.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a good time. And then we also see Grifter is also still alive, and he's been arrested. But as he finishes the his monologue at the end of the issue, he's going to have to spend the rest of his life paying for all the horrible shit he's done. He just has some other stuff to get to before that, as we see Zealots watching the police truck drive away with Grifter, thinking maybe she's going to free him. So, hell of a final issue, wrapped up basis of the story, with the Halo Corporation and all that jazz, and the Void. But there are some holes left open, and whether that's intentional for later story, or if it was just Matthew Rosenberg didn't have time, or he didn't know how to end it, I don't know.
What holes are we looking at here?
Like Maul, like what happened to Maul after that? We never saw
Oh,
what happened to him. Last we saw, he was just a rage-filled monster. I don't know enough about Maul to really know if Cray was able to calm down, but like we never saw where Cray went after that.
well,
Um,
Cray is on the hard drive.
but Cray was also in Maul's body.
Right. Uh, I don't think. Well, I mean, I guess technically you're right. We didn't exactly see what happened to Maul, so
Yeah, so that was left open.
all right.
Um, what
But
what what the fuck
he
happened
was
with
in there when
Backlash?
he was in there with when Lady Tron blew
Blew
everything
herself
up.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like I think he was far enough away that he
could be.
would have, like,
Would
he's
have
also
survived.
big. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
like you also
huge
see
mofo.
Fairchild hiding behind Spartan's body
Hmm.
and survived that. So, but also like, what the fuck is up with Backlash? That was out of nowhere, and never got a full explanation on that,
Of
unless we're
him being on the Super Seven or
Seven Soldiers,
yes,
and
Jesus.
then being undercover. Like, who was he really? And like, because he was hinting the whole time when he was talking to Grifter and talking to Maul. I was like, "What? You don't recognize me? You don't know who I am? You know who I am?" And they never really let us know who he is. And then he got away with Voodoo. Is Voodoo still alive? We don't know. Like, is Voodoo
Yes, we
dead,
do.
or is Voodoo going to die in 4 years to an explosion surrounded by people she loved, which is what she said was going to happen?
Yeah, on that in the beach, at the end of it,
Oh, that was
toasting
Voodoo.
to the, yeah, that's Marlowe, Voodoo, and Spartan.
Oh, I didn't know that was Voodoo. I'm
Yep.
gonna be honest with you. I did not realize that was Voodoo. Okay. All right, so that explains that. And just like, I feel like there was a lot more left to tell.
Oh, I feel
It
like it's
finished
just like,
Grifter's story, is
oh,
pretty much what it was.
yeah.
And the Seven Soldiers were kind of just beat up by some superheroes, and we never saw them again. Like, what happened to those guys?
Well, with Halliday gone, I imagine nothing. I imagine that they're going to be sitting their asses in jail.
Yeah, I like that they were able to rebuild Spartan though, and he's just a bodyguard to Marlowe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he's supposed to be, and it looks like he's going to have a rather easier time doing it now, at
yeah.
least for a little bit.
So that's the issues I had, where it felt like there was a lot more story to tell, but the story they finished was Grifter's story. Technically, they
Technically.
set up more Grifter stuff, but like
Hmm.
they also set up a lot more to come. Now I want to ask you a question, and I was
Okay.
hoping Brandon would be here too. I could ask you both the question. Both of you know a lot more about Wildstorm than I do. Did Midnighter and the Deathblow system ever have an interaction in the past? Like, is there any
Midnighter,
significance to Midnighter receiving the Deathblow system in a package?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
there is. Yeah, they used to be on the team together.
Okay, so is potentially Midnighter could bring Deathblow back.
Yeah. And
Okay,
with
that's what that's
Midnighter's
alluding to.
supercomputer in his head, that starts just asking, it starts me asking all kinds of questions.
Yeah,
Like, what's he gonna do with the hard drive? And does that mean that Deathblow is gonna end up in Midnighter's head? Because
that
that would
would
be
be
fucking cool.
wild. That would be fucking wild.
I'm cool with it.
Was this like during their time on Stormwatch? Was Deathblow on the Stormwatch team, or was this a different?
I want to say it was Wildcats. You're testing my memory now, but I want to say that they were together on Wildcats, but it
I
could have
didn't even
been.
know Midnighter was on the Wildcats team.
Now I'm gonna have to look.
I that's not a big deal. That's why I was hoping Brandon would be here too to fill in any gaps you might not remember.
Yes, he was on Stormwatch and the Authority.
Okay, so not Wildcats.
No, I mean close enough.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well that makes sense. So I'm excited about that. And as we'll see later on, there's a lot more Wildstorm stuff to talk about. So it definitely feels like there's a couple of writers right now in DC that are basically just working on, excuse me, Wildstorm stories, which is very exciting.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Very, very interesting stuff. I do hope Matthew Rosenberg is a central point going forward when it comes to Wildstorm stuff because he seems to really know the characters, really appreciate the characters, and will treat them right. Um, and this is coming from somebody that didn't really fuck with Wildstorm back in the day. But just reading 12 issues of Wildcats and a couple of Grifter mini stories, it feels like Matthew Rosenberg really knows what to do with these characters. So I'm sold. This issue, as much as it left a lot open for me, um, I still really enjoyed it. I'll give it a 7.75 out of 10.
I I'm sitting here flipping every single page going, holy shit. I'm like, Spartan's destroyed. Ladytron is dead. Warblade is dead. The Void is dead. Halliday is dead. Xana might be dead. Voodoo might be dead. Grifter might be dead. Caitlin's the only one that made it out unscathed.
Yeah,
But I mean, we get to
and she had no
see,
powers
right?
at the time.
We get to see we get to see later on that Voodoo, Marlowe, and Spartan are all okay. We get to see Ladytron and Grifter, and that's good. I'm super glad about that. Midnighter receiving the death blow system, and Cole saying that he's got stuff to do before he can go to jail. My biggest question is, when do I get the next Wildcat series? Um, the anything that's left open, I have this loving, hopeful feeling in my heart that Rosenberg is going to come back and finish, or not finish, but continue the Wildcat story. I really hope so. I thought the whole damn thing was awesome. This story throughout the whole entire series, the art has always been awesome, and I feel like this issue definitely shines that way. 12 issues, and I loved every single one. I need more, like a whole bunch more. I thought it was gold, man. 8.75 out of 10.
Right on. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking now, like, is Jim Lee going to come back at any time? And like, does he have any fond memories of these characters? Like, yeah,
Oh shit, yeah, of course he
that
does.
was a good time. Maybe I got to get in on this. Like, does he feel any nostalgia seeing Matthew Rosenberg play with these characters? He's got to. Like, I'm expecting Wildcats 2 to come out and Jim Lee just at least drawing a cover.
That Yes, at least you're on
Yeah,
the cover. I don't
yeah.
see him taking on a full series.
No,
He's got his hands full running the place.
exactly. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I do hope we see Wildcats again, but as I stated later on, I believe in our bonus show, we are going to dive into a lot more Wildstorm contents, which kind of surprised us all this week. But there's
It
there's a
did.
lot more Wildstorm to come. So I'm sure we'll see the Wildcats again somewhere along the way.
Indeed.
Maybe not the whole
And
team, but at least some of them.
right,
I mean,
speaking of,
we're already seeing Xena in Birds of Prey, so
yes, and that makes me happy.
yeah. Uh,
So from one covert action team
Wait.
to another,
We covered Birds of Prey last week, right?
we did.
Yeah. That's weird because I remember reading the issue. I don't remember talking about it. That's really weird. Yeah, so like you said, one cover team to another. This is the Vigil #6. Again, final issue.
Indeed. Written by Ram V, art from Devmalia Promanik and Norm Ratman, Rain Barreto colors, and Dave Sharp on lettering with that cover from Sumit Kumar. And God, I love his covers. So the issue starts off with Castle. He's playing chess and letting everybody know how everything is going to go down. While as the last issue showed, the team was split up all over. They were all pissed off at the doc, and that was it. Castle gets a phone call from Hep and lets him know exactly where he stands, which is against him. Meanwhile, Hep sent Mr. Wall after the rest of the team, just as Castle said would happen. Wall does manage to take down Dynamo by blinking him out of existence with his gun, which lets him focus his powers at a target. His power is basically he can unmake somebody, separates all of their molecules, removes their ability to join together. Castle baits him into shooting him with it, and you guessed it, it does nothing. Castle has correctly assumed everything that Mr. Wall has set into motion and counteracted them. Shooting Castle didn't work because Arclight is basically the exact opposite of Wall in terms of his power. And Arclight fries the shit out of Mr. Wall after Castle says goodbye. That's the end of Wall and most of Hep's attack force. The government shows up and it's time to skedaddle. See, Dodge is more than just a short burst of speed or teleportation. She can pilot their base like a ship, and that's exactly what she does. She teleports all of them away inside the base that she's flying to a place where most people will never find them, a place where they can travel between realities. The Vigil is now in the bleed, and I did not see that coming.
No.
But
that was
this,
way out of left field.
yeah, it was. But I'm curious as to where they go now, because it does say the Vigil will return, and my fingers are crossed that it'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I feel like the series had a little bit of a murky start for some people, but I was really interested in issue #1. Here we are at the end of the very first series, and I'm already craving more. The series progressed wonderfully, painted the characters' personalities great, especially given the fact that it was only 6 issues. The art's been great through the whole thing, line work from both of them, and the colors were the cherry on top. And the story, Ram V just nails it again. Big fan, and he almost never lets me down. 8.5 out of 10.
No, I will preface with I was definitely one of those people where it was a little murky to start, but only because I knew it was 6-issue mini, and the first 3 or 4 issues were character showcases, and I was curious like how much story are we going to get in 6 issues if you're spending half the run each issue on one character introducing the team. It felt like there wasn't much plot to be had, but it did surprise me. By the 5th issue, we got like all the fucking plot at once, and it all made sense. And I honestly, at this point, I should learn to just trust in Ram V. The guy knows what he's doing,
Oh yeah,
and he told a definitive story. And there obviously it's not done because he has more story to tell. But with the 6 issues he had, he used it wisely. He used it really well, and he told an awesome fucking story. I love Arclight. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Arclight was badass. And Castle, like Castle was actually pretty dope in this issue. Castle was kind of quiet for the other issues, but for this issue, it's like, oh my god, yes, this kid knows. School this man with your words. it was awesome. Yeah, no, this issue, I will tell you right now, 8.75 out of 10. Fuck, you know what? Maybe even not 9 out of 10. It was actually it was actually really fucking good. Really good way to end it, and definitely a huge way to tease more to come by having them in a ship in the bleed, and
Right.
then saying they will return. Like, okay,
Could
where?
it could
Yeah,
go literally anywhere,
anywhere, any when,
right? And
any
I'm
world.
excited for when it comes back.
Yeah,
Volume
I
2,
I don't
baby. Bring it
see.
on.
I'll be honest, I don't necessarily see them giving it a second series, but that team is definitely going to pop up somewhere.
For sure.
Yeah, probably in a Rom V story, which
It better be Round V.
which makes me wonder what Rom V has up his sleeve.
I
Because right
don't
now he's writing Detective Comics, and I think that's it.
yeah, but there's gotta be more.
There's got to be more. Just like Johnson has more. Because let's face it, we didn't get his coup de grace in Action Comics. There's
Nope.
got to be more coming.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
We know he's not completely like full fisted on Green Lantern War Journal. He has a story he's going to tell, and it's maybe 6 to 8 issues. After that, he doesn't really have anything else. He has said that on a couple of occasions. So there's got to be something. Rob V and PKJ have to have some stuff coming down the pipeline we haven't heard yet. So I'm excited for the future. Art, fantastic. Again, I love Arclight. That panel of Arclight just lighting up the bad guys was fantastic. You're muted again, bud.
Oh, son of a bitch. I
Uh,
said fantastic.
yeah, it was fucking great. Loved it. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for sure. Uh, all right. You want to get into something a little less fun?
I don't, but we're gonna anyway.
Yeah. Can I? Is it weird? I don't think Brandon has been here for any issue we've talked about of Batman and Robin.
That there's a possibility that you're
I
right
don't.
about that.
I don't think he was here anytime we talked about Batman and Robin.
I think maybe he's doing that on purpose just so he doesn't have
That's
to listen to me shit on it.
weird. I mean, like I've been shitting on it a little bit too, here and there. Like there's parts I like and parts I don't, but for the most part, I'll save it. I'll save it for the review. This is Batman and Robin #3, written by Joshua Williamson, with art and cover from Simone DeMeo, letters from Steve Wands. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was looking for a colorist, but there isn't one. It's
Nope.
just Simone DeMeo.
Yep.
I will say this: the cover, pretty fucking cool. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Open up on a little bit of flashback, and you can tell by the red tones it is very Robin specific because it is a Robin flashback. He was remembering talking with Alfred about his schoolwork and is then interrupted by Bruce. And as Bruce teaches them the lesson, no matter how much training or experience you have, the moment you think you know everything is usually right around the time someone pulls a fast one on you, which I will say might be pretty sage advice, especially in their line of work. And that is exactly what happens now as White Rabbit is escaping from their custody, and they are in Black-8. She's running away, and Robin and Batman try to give chase, but are stopped by Shush. And this is the first meeting of Batman and Shush. As Robin heads off towards White Rabbit to try and catch her, Batman deals with Shush directly and instantly asks, "Where is Tommy?" because he recognizes the whole Hush motif. Um, and as she reveals a little later on, she has nothing to do with him. Or White Rabbit reveals later on that she's not connected to Hush at all, or at least Hush is not involved. So little bit of a questionable thing there. But that is when Batman locks her in a cell and says, "I'll deal with you later." But then she reveals that she's planted an explosive somewhere in Black-8, and if he listens very closely in the silence, he might be able to hear it ticking. So he does that. He has a little over 4 minutes to find it. As Robin is off to chase White Rabbit, she is found by the I don't remember what the team is called, but the three spliced villains, the animals, uh,
The terrible trio.
terrible trio. Thank you. And he takes them on, but he is then also found by Shush. Somehow she got out of the cell Batman locked her into. Shush, please.
I can't read that name without that going through my head every single damn
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Alpha Academy is fucking awesome.
That's your fault.
How's that my fault? Chad Gable and Otis are the best team ever.
I wouldn't go that far, but they're pretty
They're
pretty
pretty
great.
fucking good. That promo they had with the Creed brothers and New Day on Monday night
Hmm.
was fucking hilarious.
You're forgetting somebody.
Look here, you're talking about Akira Tozawa?
Yeah.
He's on Alpha Academy.
Oh, I guess technically, okay.
Yeah, he's
All
a member of the team, and it finished with him doing the dance.
That's
It was
nasty.
so cool. He did the whole New Day WWE World Heavyweight. Oh, so good.
It was.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fucking great promo. I need to watch it again. Right. So where were we? Terrible trio. Robin makes some work of them. Say White Rabbit helps them out, and then they're found by Shush. Somehow she got out of her cell. That's not really explained. But she opens fire on Robin. Robin communicates with Batman for assistance, but he has found the bomb and he's about to um, defuse it, and he does just in the nick of time, right before it reaches zero. Shush gets out with White Rabbit and the Terrible Trio, takes her in her vehicle as the Terrible Trio head off in another, and then Batman and Robin get in their own respective vehicles and make chase, doing the exact same split up. Robin goes after the Terrible Trio as Batman goes after Shush, but this time White Rabbit in tow as well. And he does catch up to that car, and he opens the hatch on the Batmobile, asking White Rabbit to jump in, and she does as Shush kind of crashes her vehicle and it explodes. Just really, apparently. Batman then asks White Rabbit some questions about Hush, and she says that he's not working. She's not working with Hush whatsoever. We then cut to Robin. He's caught up to the Terrible Trio, and he saved the scientist that they were trying to help that was kidnapped. But then he is attacked by man bats, but not just any man bats. This is a man bat with long hair and a man bat that knows a bit more about combat than you might let on. Because as Robin says, I've trained with man bat ninjas. I can handle you, but then is caught by the fist and is held up in chokeslam position. And this man bat can talk perfect English. To be continued in The Dark Man Bat Returns. So who the fuck is that? there's
Oh,
so many people. It could be. Is this a character I've forgotten about?
no,
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 it's a new character.
yeah,
You think?
yes,
Okay.
I know
All
it
right.
is.
You know who it is?
No, I know that it is. I
That
don't
it
know
is.
who it is, but I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Uh it was a bit all over the place. I'm still like I'm enjoying the father son moments in this issue, but I'm not really enjoying the story. It seems kind of weird.
See, I don't even see it as father son moments. I mean, literally, it's
I
just
mean,
Robin talking shit to Bruce and Bruce going, okay.
like the flashback, for example.
Ah,
Yeah, like that was almost like a father son moment, and not like a lovey dovey like father son. This is a nice touchy feely moment. Like that was a father teaching his son something.
yeah.
Right. And the stuff with Damien with school, like I'm as weird as it is, I kind of like that idea, but at the same time, just it feels out of place. Um,
It made
I
sense for the Monkey Prince. It does not make sense for Damian Wayne, at least in my opinion. Do 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 do. And I lost Rob, so give me a sec. I'm bringing him back now. There he is.
I am here. I've been back for like 20 seconds.
Oh.
Um, right. What was I saying? What were you saying? One of us is talking.
um, fuck, I don't know. Oh,
uh,
father and son moments back there. I agreed with you.
School. Yeah. So the rest of the story, I'm not really invested in Shush. Seems kind of forced as a villain. I don't really know what the whole point of Shush is. Like, Tommy's not involved. So why is she Shush? It just feels like forcing us to care about a copy of a villain that we don't care about. Nobody cared about Hush. It was just a good story at the time, and then DC thought it was the best thing since Dark Knight Returns, and we don't care about that story either. You're muted, by the way.
The best thing to come out of Hush was the McFarlane action figures.
I don't even know if that's accurate. Like, I have a copy of Hush. I was looking at my Batman books yesterday. I'm like, wait, I know I have a copy of Hush. Where is it? I don't even know where the fuck it might be over here somewhere. Like, I know I have a copy. Couldn't give a shit where it is. I read it once. Angela read it. We're never gonna look at it again. It was good for the time, but it did not need to be redone so much. And just having a copycat villain of Hush that has nothing to do with Hush, it just seems kind of stupid and pointless. So I'm not really into this series at all. I'm kind of curious about this Dark Man Bat, but like, I could give two shits about the rest of the story.
Oh.
So 5 out of 10, and that's only because of the art.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. The art in most places is really good. I'm getting a shit ton of future state / fear state art vibes, but there are some panels where it just doesn't work. And where it doesn't work, it's mostly because of the shading and the lighting used in those panels. The rest, the story is so fucking flimsy and all over the place that it hurts to read it. Batman is painted as a complete idiot. His voice is one that is very weak for him, let alone any other hero. Robin talks shit to him and he's cool with it. And he's got no clue what he's trying to solve at all. He's got no clue what's happening, just that he was hit with a gas that changed his pheromones to smell like a bat. And now he desperately needs a cure for that? Wait 2 weeks. Your hormones will cycle out. Williamson doesn't know science. Plus, there's more goddamn Man Bat. Dude, stop it with Man Bat. He's dead. You can't just listen to people point that out to you for 2 months and then start calling him Dark Man Bat.
No, this isn't Langstrom.
I know it's not Langstrom, but he was fucking up with Man Bat in this series, and now he's got Dark Man Bat with no regular Man Bat to be found. Stupid as shit. Williamson should be arrested the next time he touches a typewriter, keyboard, pencil, pen, charcoal, or anything else you can write with. His plots, his storytelling, his character voices, it is all just like watered down. It's like watered down water. I'm sick of him writing.
What the fuck is that? What is watered down water?
It's like the one thing you couldn't think he could water down, he did, and it just made it worse. Fuck? There's no taste to it whatsoever. He writes for the pop culture crowd that only wants bright, shiny colors and easy to digest stuff, and I understand that is good for sales.
This is neither of those things.
Well,
this is dark and very confusing.
It's not really dark though. It's just
no. It's like dark tone. That's Simone DeMeo's colors.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he writes for the pop culture crowd, and They want this because they aren't invested. They're not avid fans. They don't give a shit about the comics. They don't give a shit about the characters. And they would just as soon read a clickbait article. If the story gets too involved, they bail. So maybe focus on good stories instead of sales, and the sales will fucking follow because people will talk about how great the goddamn stories are. This route is going to seriously fuck the company up. The whole company. Every project of his is complete and utter trash. Pretty pictures next to shitty words is only a polished turd. I'm fucking over it. 1 out of 10.
I wouldn't say it would fuck up the whole company, because if it sells the books to the people you were describing, then it's still making them money.
It sells them temporarily until they find something else to spend $4 on.
The problem is that, as companies do, like if this book sells more because it pulls in the readers that aren't regular comic book readers, and this book sells more than anything else, they're going to think that this is what people want.
Exactly. It's like going off of fucking pre-orders. Hey, dummy, that's not how this shit works.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people, you get pre-orders from collectors and hopeful people. I feel bad for the hopeful people.
I am both when it comes to Kyle Rayner Rising Compendium, which releases next week.
Hey,
I've had that shit pre-ordered for months. I got a good price on it from Things from Another World. Like 20% off. I'm paying like $41 American.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah. Like, so their pre-order sale was fucking amazing. Dang, same with I pre-ordered the Young Justice Omnibus.
Yeah.
$105.
Oh, no shit.
Regular $150.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna have to wait till the Kyle Rayner one shows up at Books A Million and goes on sale.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not bad for a cover price considering the amount of issues you get in it.
Oh god.
I think it's regular like 65, something like that. So it's really not that bad for a compendium.
No, not for a compendium.
Yeah. But you should have pre-ordered it on Things from Another World, because you could have paid like $40 for it.
I had. Hindsight is always 2020, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, like after exchange rate and shipping fees, I'm probably going to end up paying like $90 for it, Canadian, which is not great.
Not great.
But I put my pre-order in. I listened to Ron Mars and said, when he said like if enough people pre-order it, they might just do more of these. Like, okay, pre-order that right now. Give me more Kyle Rayner. That would be great.
Please.
Yeah, please.
I'm just saying, please.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. I had a final thought for this. Oh yeah, for Batman and Robin, the only other thing I have a little bit of a gripe with is the fucking continuity.
Fucking A.
And I was very apprehensive to bring it up because I know how you feel about continuity.
It's important.
And this kind of just is a slap in the face to all of it. When is this supposed to take place?
Exactly.
How is Bruce dealing with Robin when he's not talking to any part of the family right now?
Exactly. Williamson has been given carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I was semi excited for this book when it was announced, considering his work on Robin. And he was going to maybe pick up the pieces from that and take it here. And to a certain degree, that's why I enjoy some of the B plot with him going to high school, because it does deal with some of the B plot that he had in Robin.
Well, go back and reread Robin and see if you still think it holds up.
That's not what I said.
You like Robin, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like the B plot in Robin with like his personal stuff and his social skills is being picked up here as the B plot of him going to school.
Yeah.
So there's that connection, and that's what I was excited with this book. So that's going to be why I like that part. But the rest of it is just fucking gone. I could give two shits about the A plot. Um, and anything to do with Batman ongoing is just kind of in the water. It's hard enough trying to decipher between Zdarsky's Batman and Romvey's Detective Comics as to what takes place when. Pretty much, they're both killing Batman slowly in their own ways at the same time. But the point is, he's dying in both of them. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Detective is set in.
It's got to be before
Zdarsky. In the before, yeah, like not a specific timeline,
yeah,
but just like before now.
Yeah,
you know, because the characters that are in there are not exactly, you know, it certainly isn't the whole Bat family.
No, and the only problem is that the whole thing in Detective Comics, it's supposed to take place over weeks. So far, it's taken place over weeks, so it's taking up a lot of time. It's just lucky it's a damn good story. Yeah.
Speaking of which,
yeah, that was Batman and Robin. We're moving on very quickly
to Detective Comics.
Oh shit! Speak of the devil. Yeah, I forgot that was this week.
Yep, Detective Comics number 1077, written by Ron V, art from Jason Sean Alexander, colors by Dave Stewart, letters by Ariana Marr, and an Evan Cagle cover. So, Gordon is with Selina, Cheshire Shoes, Iko Hasagawa, and Cassandra Cain with Oracle on the phone. They've got 3 days to save Batman before he's hung out to dry, so to speak. So they're throwing together a plan that involves recruiting Solomon Grundy to their cause, which might not be hard because apparently he doesn't like the people down there in the sewers anyway, which is where they need to go to save the people that the Orgums have kidnapped. The plan also involves working with Mr. Freeze as he wants something that the Orgums have. He doesn't say it, and the team needs members. So while everybody's going over the plan, or what plan they have anyway, Selina breaks into where Batman is being held to visit him, though she can't get him out by herself. She kisses him, reminds him of them, and promises that they will get him out in time. The Asmer shares what Bruce feels, so the Orgums know that Selina was there. They rush to the room, but she's gone. Duh. Where she went? To recruit the last member of the team. Or at least I think it's the last. It is in this issue. It's Azrael, and Selina tells him that she knows where Batman is, and she needs his help. End of story for now. Man to anyone, and I mean anybody who thought that this run on Detective, this overarching story, was too slow. I've even heard boring. Y'all are nuts. Yes, it was a slow build-up. All of Ron V's books are a slow build-up. Yeah. That's because Ron V doesn't write one-shot material. You're not going to get stupid filler issues or date nights. You get a damn good story. And this issue is the culmination of that, or at least thus far. The shit is so good. I even love the art, even with Batman having long Halloween ears. Not my favorite. Stewart's colors.
Yeah, like honestly, I was never a big fan of the long Halloween ears either, but like, kind of dig it here for some reason.
Because it fits the art style.
It's tone, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, the shit's so good. Stewart's colors make Alexander's art shine like out loud, and it was made for this story. I already need the issue, so if anybody out there has it, like ahead of time, please send it my way. I will keep my email open. And then I guess I'll jump into part 2 since it's super quick. It's written by Dan Waters, art from Casper Wingard, and Steve Wands took care of the lettering there too. It's a conversation between Leanne and her mom Cheshire while Solomon Grundy sits next to her on the couch. The conversation catching up with their dysfunction, and Leanne trying to recruit Cheshire for help. That's it. That's the story. The art looks good. It's a real short story, and I guess I don't really know why it's needed. I don't know, but I'm I'm
it's a
not mad at it.
story that people have been waiting for. And it's a story I know I've been waiting for, and I was seeing some people online saying the exact same thing. It's seeing Leanne interact with her mother apart from what we're getting in Green Arrow and in I swear there was another one.
Nope, just Green Arrow so
It's
far.
just Green Arrow so far. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so like we get to see the two of them because we saw them together during Rob V's Catwoman, and there was
Yes.
never any direct interaction between them. And we know Leanne has her memories back, and we know she's found her father, and she knows her mother's around, and she remembers everything. So we're waiting for like some kind of parental connection, and this was the perfect little story, and just having that whole inner monologue of Jade, um, giving Leanne her cold side while also internally remembering all the warm stuff she did and felt for Leanne and all the things she would continue to do for her daughter. And then at the end, just having that embrace as the two of them got their emotions out. And it was such a feel good moment and damn near a tearjerker if you have those emotions. It was fucking fantastic.
I
All the
mean, I
while,
have emotions. It's just been
yeah,
a long fucking time that I've.
they've been
Okay,
waiting
so
for this.
like
Right?
outside of Roy,
Yeah.
this is gonna make me sound bad, but outside of Roy, I couldn't give two shits about Leanne.
Shit, eh?
Cheshire is like a D-list character as far as I'm concerned,
I mean,
and
she still is, but like she became relevant because of her relationship with Roy Harper.
right, and that got put to bed like a long time ago. Leanne's
Yeah,
been gone forever, so
yeah.
like bringing her back wasn't something that was like huge for me. Um, it would less impressive than Ollie's chili.
I for me it I wasn't reading a whole lot of Green Arrow at the time when she was created and heavy, but I read when she died. And I was still fucking shocked that DC would go there. um,
Kill a
and
kid?
then a kid that was not a superhero that
Yeah.
was related to a superhero. Like it wasn't like in combat, it was just the city had an earthquake and she was crushed.
Yep.
Like that's that's fucked up, man. um
Oh, I'm not going to dispute that.
and then Romney brings her back and there's just all this mystery of like how's she back? When does she get back? Why is she what the fuck's going? Does she not remember? What but the treasure's right there and there's so many questions and just like family is like at the forefront of my mind. It was like I love this.
Hey, you know
And
that
Rob V made me give a shit about Leanne and this whole situation.
I've been begging for more family books. I want Flash family books. I want an
Yeah.
Amazon book that isn't stupid. I
Yeah.
want I want the Super Fam book. I want a Bat family book. They've got such huge universes of their own that we could focus on these team books
Yeah.
and have awesome stories. I mean, imagine what we could get with an Ollie, Roy, Connor, Cheshire, Black Canary book. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's
what?
quite honestly absolutely no
Maybe even
reason
Shadow.
why you can't have action comics and detective comics and Flash and Green Lantern and Green Arrow and you could call it Amazonians or just Wonder Woman and it be
Or
about they're all
Amazons.
just group titles.
Yeah,
They're
just
not
please.
about singular heroes. They're about the family. Like you said, like they could be just a whole big team title.
Yeah, see, and that's what I
All
thought
of
we
them.
were
There's
getting with that.
absolutely no reason that cannot happen. So far, Green Arrow, while it is Ollie centric, it does feature the family quite heavily. So
It
far,
does.
yeah,
Yeah, so far.
and
Is
that's
is
the kind of
Arrow
thing I want.
is it a mini? Is that a limited
It
series?
was supposed to be, but it got extended to 12.
Oh,
I
sweet. Okay.
don't remember if it was extended to ongoing yet.
Huh.
I think it was. I think it's an ongoing now.
All right. Well, I really hope you guys enjoy it. He's gonna have to pull something out of way left far field for me to
Yeah. I
enjoy
mean
it.
we're almost done the first arc and hopefully the second arc will pick up for you.
Yeah,
But that's another week to talk about Green Arrow.
certainly is.
What,
Oh, I
what was
forgot to give
our?
my score.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
we didn't even really talk about the main story yet. I just wanted to point out Solomon Grundy, like the whole thing with Cheshire and
Leanne.
uh, Jade and Leanne. Sorry, I was trying to remember their code names.
Does Leanne have a code name?
She had a code name when she was in Catwoman, but I don't remember what it was. It wasn't just shoes. That was just what she was calling herself.
Well, I mean, she became Cheshire. Shoes became Cheshire.
But was she? But it was there because her Jade is Cheshire, right?
Say again?
Jade's code name is Cheshire, right?
Yes. Yes. And she
So
adopted that shit when
Leanne,
she was a stray.
but was she maybe just called Cheshire Cat? Because I remember it was a little
Yes.
different.
Yes. Cheshire
Just
Cat.
Cheshire Cat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Cheshire
Fair enough.
Cat.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Cheshire and Cheshire Cat, Jade and Leanne, they're
I
having this
feel
big.
like maybe Leanne's name should be Jabberwocky, but you know,
Yeah, so
for any Alice in Wonderland fans out there.
yeah. So Jade and Leanne having this big heartfelt conversation, mother daughter, very very heavily emotional moments, while Solomon Grundy is just sitting on the couch, speaking his rhyme and failing at drinking tea. And you have that. You're muted again, man. Josh, you're muted.
Ah, dang it.
You gotta stop
Em-
pushing that button, dude.
and emotionally reacting to the conversation going on around him, which is
Yeah,
what I probably appreciated the most about the backup.
exactly. Like you have that heavy emotion in the bulk of the story, but you have that comedic backdrop to balance it out, and it was just perfectly written. It was Dan
Agreed.
Waters wrote it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so fucking he knocked it out of the park. Casper Wingard, just the color, the art was fantastic.
Oh,
Main
he's good.
story, I honestly, for some reason, I thought I read somewhere that this part of the story was only two parts, but apparently not. The team is getting together. You had a nice little emotional moment with Bruce and Selena near the end. At least
Yeah.
Selena. Bruce is still completely fucking out of it.
Yeah, he's Asthma Man.
Yeah, he's man.
Man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. That was hilarious.
That was Ripping Friends character, if I'm not mistaken. It was Man, and Boy.
It was a what?
Ripping Friends character.
Oh, I don't even know what Ripping Friends is.
Nobody fucking remembers Ripping Friends. I loved that show. It was like early to mid 2000s, stupid cartoon about these four like super strong brothers, and they were called the Ripping Friends. And their whole thing is they go like fight crime, but they rip things. And they had like backup stories and side stories, and one of the side stories in an episode was the adventures of Man, and Boy, and it was an analog spoof of Batman and Robin,
Right.
but it was Man. He was just a man in a flesh suit, like the suit was flesh colored, and
That's
he wore
gross.
underwear. And Boy had like fish scales underwear and like a blue suit, and I think he had an ear on his chest. And the whole thing was Man was like this big buff guy, and Boy was a skinny little guy, and they'd go up against these giant fucking goons, and Man would go Boy, take out those people while I deal with this old man who was the leader. And this guy like with a walker, Man's beating the shit out of him, but Boy's getting the shit beat out of him. It was a fucked up show, but I remember Man and Boy. I'll see if I can find it for you.
The description of the two main characters you just gave me
Yeah,
made me uncomfortable.
it's supposed to. It really fucking should. It really should. No, there was even a whole episode with a discussion about comic books, and it was fucking fantastic. I gotta find the Ripping Friends for you, but I digress. Batman, Man, he's out of it, and that moment with Selena I thought was really nice. We see Azrael make a point, and Mr. Freeze is involved because Rom V has a story to tell, and he's let the man cook. He's cooking. I'm down. It's going on a little long for my taste. As I stated earlier in the episode, I might have ADD, so long stories are hard for me to keep track of. Um, but I'm still digging this. Like the fact that it's progressing a lot more steady now, and we're getting a lot more plot a little bit faster, and there's more shit to look forward to. I'm enjoying it a lot more. So 8.75 out of 10. You're muted.
Damn it. I muted it that time so I could open up a can of Coke. I gave the whole issue an 8.5.
Fair enough.
I try to be.
Yeah. All right. So that is our books for the week.
It is.
Well done. Top 3. Favorite moment if you got one. What you got?
My man, it was so hard. Third place, I'm still not sure. Detective Comics or the Vigil. I think I want to give it to the Vigil, but the Detective Comics was so damn good too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to the Vigil because it wrapped up the story and it did it pretty damn nicely. So the Vigil number 6 in third place. In second, I'm gonna give it to WildC.A.T.s number 12. And first place are 2 issues that we're not talking about on the main podcast. I also had a hard time tossing between those 2. Superman Lost number 8 and Green Lantern number 5.
And first place?
Yeah. You okay? He just fucking left.
There
you
bullshit. Go. Sorry, that was Green Lantern in first place?
Superman Lost 8 and Green Lantern number 5 are kind of tied for me right now.
But that's first, right? Not
yeah,
third?
That's first place. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting. Because even if I was including bonus, Green Lantern would not make my top 5 or top 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll get to there with a bonus show. You'll see. I have some thoughts.
All right. My favorite moment is at the end of WildC.A.T.s. Cole saying that he's got some stuff to do before he can spend the rest of his life paying for the shit that he's done. It means that at least eventually we'll be getting another book, and I need that in my life.
Yep.
For sure.
All right. So my top 3, I'm on the fence if I want to include bonus books. So if I do not include bonus books, WildC.A.T.s number 12 is number 3. If I do include bonus books, Outsiders number 1 is number 3.
Fair enough.
And we'll see in the bonus show why that is. Then I have Detective Comics 1077 at number 2 and the Vigil number 6 at number 1.
Yeah. If I don't include bonus shows, then it's Oh, he left all the way. There he is.
Huh, I'm not touching anything, I swear.
You keep blanking out on me.
Yeah.
But if I had to stay strictly in the main show like I usually do, so I'm not sure why I branched out from it. But third place Detective, second place The Vigil, and first place WildC.A.T.s.
Fair enough. It's almost the same as me, just kind of reversed. The favorite moment for me was going to be Arclight frying the shit out of that guy. That was
Mr.
just
Wall.
an awesome moment.
It
Mr.
was.
Wall, yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. I missed the Vigil already.
Yeah, indeed.
So that is our show, folks. Thank you for joining us.
Indeed.
Be sure to subscribe to our Discord to get access to us and our bonus show, as well as a few more treats. There's always discussion going on. We got some various activities in the Discord going on. We got a trivia bot. We got all sorts of discussions and channels to talk about all sorts of things in the Geek Matrix. So be sure to check it out.
Yeah, you don't want to miss Josh's bad trivia.
Josh's awesome trivia, just no hats, okay?
Just no hats.
No fucking hats, because
No
you don't
fucking.
know when a character is wearing a hat. That you're not good at describing the hat. Just
Indeed.
don't touch the hats.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that is it, everybody. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week covering all of DC's weekly releases. Same geek time, same geek channel. And that is the show. So we're getting out of here. That means you have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.